Unit 5, In Town by Mr. Muhammad Abdulaziz from El Sharaway Primary School.
Unit 5, page 25. In Town. Conversation time.
A. Listen and repeat. Point to the speakers, then listen again.
Number 1.
Hi, Mr. Day.
Hello, Charlie. Have a seat. Number 2.
Thanks. Phew, it's hot today.
That's right. It's 92 degrees. Number 3.
Wow. Do you think it's going to rain?
Maybe. It's getting cloudy. Number 4. So, how's your family, Charlie?
They're fine, but my sister has the flu.
Number 5. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not serious. She's doing better today.
Good. Number 6.
Look, it's starting to rain.
I'd better go home. Take care, Charlie.
Bye, Mr. Day.
Feed the birds. Read a newspaper. Take medicine. Meet a friend. Visit a museum. Take the underground. Give a speech. Take a math test. Bake bread. Get a haircut.
Unit 5, page 27. Focus time.
A. Listen and repeat.
Number 1.
Once a day.
Number 2.
Twice a week.
Number 3.
3 times a month.
Number 4.
4 times a year. B. Listen and repeat. How often do you read a newspaper?
I read a newspaper once a month.
How often does she read a newspaper?
She reads a newspaper once a month.
Unit 5, page 28. Practice time.
A. Listen and repeat. Then practice with a partner.
How often do you visit a museum?
I visit a museum 4 times a year.
Number 1.
How often do you get a haircut?
I get a haircut twice a month.
Number 2.
How often does she take medicine?
She takes medicine 3 times a day.
Number 3.
How often does he feed the birds?
He feeds the birds once a day.
Number 4.
How often do they go on a date?
They go on a date twice a week.
Number 5.
How often do you take the subway?
We take the subway 5 times a week.
Number 6.
How often does she bake bread?
She bakes bread once a day.
Number 7.
How often do they take a math test? They take a math test 3 times a month.
Number
C. Listen and sing along. How often do you give a speech?
How often do you give a speech?
I give a speech 3 times a year.
How often do you get a haircut?
I get a haircut once a month.
How often does he feed the birds?
He feeds the birds 4 times a month.
How often does he take a math test?
He takes a math test twice a week.
How often do they bake bread?
They bake bread 3 times a day.
How often do they take the subway?
They take the subway twice a day.
Unit 5, page 29. Reading time.
A. Listen and read along.
Dear Gabby,
Dear Gabby, I am 13 years old and I have a big problem. My little brother is a pest. He follows me all the time and always bothers me and my friends. He goes into my room and takes my things without asking. My mom tells me to be patient because I am older. It's not fair. What can I do? Going crazy.
Dear Crazy, your little brother loves you very much and wants your attention. Spend time with him. Tell him he can use your things, but he has to ask first. Help him find some friends. And don't forget, he will grow up. Gabby.
New words.
pest, bother, without, tell, patient, fair, crazy, attention, spend time, grow up.
B. Listen and circle true or false.
Number 1.
Crazy is 13 years old.
Crazy is 13 years old.
Number 2.
Crazy is younger than her brother.
Crazy is younger than her brother.
Number 3.
Crazy's brother bothers their mother.
Crazy's brother bothers their mother.
Number 4.
Her brother borrows her things without asking.
Her brother borrows her things without asking.
Unit 5, page 30. Your time.
A. Listen and answer the questions.
Number 1.
How often do you read a newspaper?
How often do you read a newspaper?
Number 2.
How often do you get a haircut?
How often do you get a haircut?
Number 3.
How often do you visit a museum?
How often do you visit a museum?
Number 4.
How often do you feed the birds?
How often do you feed the birds?